Hey and welcome to our first competence video of the new year. Today we're going to talk about something we call marginal gains. So as a proper way to start any type of journey, no matter if it's with health or anything else, is that people have usually the same goals and ambition, and that's to take steps forward with each step you take. But a huge problem with that is that you want to take giant leaps and do them all at once. So Martin, in your experience as a coach, what are some common things that people struggle with when they want to start?
So just like you said, these are the huge steps forward. We see that people fail that they set too big goals in the beginning. So it can be that you want to wake up at 5 a.m. You're used to waking up at 8, but then when the alarm rings at 5 a.m., you just keep snoozing and snoozing. So maybe it's like 6:30 and then you wake up, but you also seem like, okay, I failed. I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. like I said. So, and you repeat this and you just feel like, I'm not going to do this. So that's one big thing. And we also see that people go from 0 workouts a week to going every single day. This can be that I'm going to run every single day. And this is usually a way too big goal, especially if you haven't been doing any type of running or any type of workouts. Because once you're in a couple of days, maybe the 5th day, you're going to start hurting, maybe you're going to skip a day, and then you're just going to like, this isn't for me.
No,
so it's like...
Absolutely, and it's like the same thing that people do with their diets. Like they want to go all or nothing, they change everything at once instead of just like maybe just changing a few things here and there, because they do a total 180 and then they end up with something that, okay, they can't withstand, they can't uphold this.
Yeah.
And so I get it. So one thing that I've noticed is that when we talk about marginal gains, and this was actually kind of made famous by the British cycling team. And what they did is that they could kind of pin out everything that was in cycling, from the individual preparations of all the athletes to whatever team tactics they would use throughout the tour. And every step, they would try to make some sort of progress, some sort of changes that would affect them positively. So what they did is that they could take like their bed mattresses from England while they were on tour. So in every hotel they stayed, they would put their mattress on top of the beds, so that for every sleep they took, they would get more benefits than every other opponent that they had. Same thing with the foods, that for one snack, they would have snacks brought from England that they could use. So whatever nutrients they were used to taking, they got it in them. And these small things added up. So like way before that, British cycling was not even famous. And after that, they started actually getting points and becoming now a team.
So after a while, they started getting results.
So for a period of a training session or a year or 2 years, it adds up a lot.
Yeah.
So to do something simple, just to kind of help people with some small tips, what would you say are some good steps they could take in doing something marginally small, but that can gain a huge momentum further on?
Exactly, just like you said, it's not about underestimating the small daily activities that you do. So for example, when you're going home from work, take the stairs 1 time a day. And the end, that's going to be a lot of stairs and a lot of extra activity that you're doing. And you look at it, it's like, oh, that's so silly. But if you do it every single day, that's way more than you've been doing the last couple of years. It can also be like taking a simple glass of water every single morning. So when you wake up, take 1 or 2 glasses and drink a bit of water. That's going to be a huge amount in the end. So these super small things that you improve every single day is going to add up, just like the British cycling team did.
Because it's just like with the water, that people would put out 2 glasses of water, they look at it and they even think that's too much. Then a sip would be better than nothing.
Exactly.
So it's like you said, don't underestimate the small things. You could be for someone that takes public transportation. If you have the possibility, jump off on a station earlier, one earlier, and then walk the rest of the way, and like start slowly doing small things.
Yeah. Some examples in the gym is also like, if you're working out consistently, just add 1 or 2 reps in the end on every exercise. And you think, okay, I'm just adding 1 rep. But if you do this every single workout, it's going to be a lot of extra reps that you're doing. Or you're just increasing the weight by 1 or 2 kilograms in the end. It's going to be huge things.
I know, because when I have some clients and they have, let's say, some exercise that is really hard for them, they struggle a lot. A pull-up, especially for female athletes, is very hard to do, and not that many can. but they maybe can do 1, 1.5, maybe even 2 reps. So what I do is I try to add that in like 1 rep, but like in every set. So throughout the whole training session, that small little rep will add up to more, and then eventually, after a few weeks, it'll be easier to do 3 or 4. So it's the same principle.
And sometimes it sounds too simple and too silly, so you're like, this isn't for me.
I
But
know.
what about the waking up early? Do you have any like recommendations for that?
Well, I would say that try it. I think the best thing is that people actually put it into context. You try it. Put the alarm for 5, and then once you realize that I snooze to 6:30, I need to rethink my game plan. Okay, 6:30 is not enough. 5 is too early. Let's try 6. How many times did I snooze? And then the next day, until you find that like kind of golden moment, because once you have a routine built off of that, then it's easier to adjust. But it's really hard to do everything at once and then try to I don't know, navigate throughout this whole jungle of huge steps in every direction. So one thing that you guys can take with you is that these small marginal gains will add up to big results later on. So don't get worried that you have to do everything at once, and don't undermine that these small things every day will add up to something good. So take that with you, try it, put it into context, and make sure that you actually push through. So until next time, take care.